This episode of Business Connection is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor Esser Hayes Insurance Group, serving the Naperville community by putting an expert in your corner since 1941.
I'm Liz Spencer, and welcome to Business Connection, introducing you to the names and faces of Naperville area entrepreneurs and business owners. Today we'll meet Downsizing by Design. We'll go on location to Avenida, Naperville, but stay tuned for AZ Health and Elder Law, all here on Business Connection. Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have fascinating guests in studio. We have Mary Kay Ferriassi. She's an attorney. And sitting alongside her is Lauren Sinelli, care coordinator, and they're from AZ Health and Elder Law. So welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So tell me a little bit about you.
Well, I'm actually an attorney right now, but before I went into law, I was a nurse. So that was one of the reasons why I chose to name the firm Health and Elder Law, because not only do I do elder law, but I bring that other experience of being a nurse. So I wanted people to know what it is we do rather than maybe just names on a law firm. So I think that that was one of the reasons why I chose that name. So, and I work in the elder law area, so that is basically, you know, we do with estate planning, but then we also help in that next level. When people have to either deal with the documents, we work with the people that are, as they transition through different phases of their, their life.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's a tough situation, and that's kind of where I think you have a great model where Lauren kind of comes in and helps you out there. So, Lauren, tell me a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was really excited when Mary Kay reached out to me because she was starting this model called Life Care Planning. So it really helps families, if they need additional care, navigating through this really complex system and unexpected challenges or situations that arise that anyone goes through life. So I was really excited as a social worker to help families kind of navigate this confusing and, stressful situations as best as possible.
Right, because I think many of us, when you're saying families, it's usually the adult child and the aging folks that are involved with. Yes, yeah, so that's a whole social thing. So let's talk a little bit about some of the situations that you guys see and work with that we might not think about it until you're in it. So one of the things on our list is staying in your home or a facility. Talk to me a little bit about those decisions and who makes those decisions.
Well, that's usually one of the first points that we start at, and that's like where we look at and see what's going on with the family, what documents have and haven't been done, because that's an important question. Is the person, the senior still able to make their own decisions? Well, then of course we're going to work with them and honor their decisions. But sometimes that's not always the case, and as you said, sometimes it is dealing with the children, the adult children, and trying to figure out within that situation who has the authority to sort of make those decisions. And once we establish that, then it's sort of like putting together a plan on, are we going to stay home? And a lot of it depends on the needs of the particular senior. But we work really hard to make sure that where they make their choice, whether it be in the home or go to a facility, and of course, based on their needs and it's going to work, we work really hard in making sure that their choices are honored.
It's tricky because sometimes you have the adults, the adult children's wishes, and then you've got mom and dad's wishes, and they don't always
so true. And
meet.
Right.
Right, and everybody thinks
everybody's got their own idea.
Right. Well, and everybody also has their opinion on who's capable of making a decision.
Absolutely.
So how do you navigate that if the paperwork hasn't been done, and dad's saying, well, what do you think, I can't make a decision anymore? And then the kids are like, yes, that's what I am saying.
Sometimes we have to spend a lot of time in that area to kind of decipher who actually does. And again, we work really hard. If it's the senior, if we really think the senior has their capabilities, we're going to advocate for them, and make sure that where they want to be is where they want to be.
Wow. How do you work with them for long-term care, and who pays for that? I think that's a great question because we all hear about long-term care, but it's the financing of being elderly. It costs a lot of money to age.
It sure does. You know, and then I think we spend a lot of time educating our clients as to, okay, if we're going to make this decision, what do we think this is going to cost? You know, if we make this decision, in other words, if we stay home, what do we think the cost is going to be here? If we go to a facility, if we go, to an assisted, it is extremely. So we look through the finances, and again, we also have a knowledge base of if there's any sort of additional benefits that we can get them. For example, if this is going to be a Medicaid situation, or if there's some veterans benefits. So we work really hard to make sure that we exhaust any other potential financial resources that might be available.
Now, we often think about aging and needing an estate plan, but there's many other documents that you need, especially if you're that adult child. What should we be thinking about document-wise?
Well, I think from the adult child's perspective, it would be the powers of attorney for healthcare and the powers of attorney for property. One, obviously, is your money, that's your property, and the other one is someone that's going to be making your healthcare decisions for you if you can't, based on what you may or may not have told them. And that's a really important part of that power of attorney for healthcare. A lot of people will do them, but not always have that conversation. So it's really, we stress really hard, or we really stress that to our clients, to really have that conversation. Make sure that your agent knows when that doctor or nurse or whomever turns to that agent and says, well, what would mom or dad want? That agent really knows what mom or dad would want. Not what they want, but what mom or dad want. And that takes a strong person, that takes a strong personality sometimes to advocate for that.
Right. And where does, within that power of attorney, and speaking in the medical, where does some elderly have a DNR? Did I get the initial?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. There's the DNR, and then actually in Illinois it's called the POST, which is like a DNR on steroids. It has additional fact situations of where you can choose. I always tell my clients, there's like 3 levels of advanced directives. We do the first 2. We do the powers of attorney for healthcare and the living will. The doctors really do the POST and the DNRs.
When Mary Kay is dealing with all this, what's your role in working with that client?
So really just supporting that client and the family, going through a lot of the stressful time, making sure to kind of reminding them, when you are doing the documents and you have them, to have them on hand,
right.
Especially when you're in the hospitals, just always having that, because anytime in these chaotic or stressful situations, having, certain documentation can make it go a little bit smoother to have that on hand. So really just being that support for the family whenever they need me, either emotionally or if you need me there too, help have documents on hand. That's where I can help with the family too.
She's really helpful too, like when we go through our transitions, because it's so important that things don't fall through the cracks.
Right, yes.
Like, so if we've got a client that's being discharged, Lauren's going to reach out to that discharge planner, and wherever, if they're going home or if they're going to a facility, we're going to follow our clients all the way through that process to make sure that, because a lot of times people think that everybody talks to each other, and they don't. So we think that what's being communicated from that physician or that discharge planner is being communicated to maybe who they're going to for their care, and sometimes that's not happening. So Lauren's very instrumental in making sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, in the sense of all that communication being transferred. Do we have the right medications? Are we? So we're following a lot of that stuff, sort of being that extra eyes and ears.
And that's where the AZ Health comes in.
Perfect. Yes.
Right, because if I'm getting this all right, that not only am I have the legal backup with you,
right.
but when I hire your group on there, that I'm really hiring you to handle me transferring from maybe my home to a facility, or maybe even staying in place, and then the subsequent things that happen there. So you kind of stay with the family.
Absolutely.
So not only do we get the documentation, but then things may be going well, and then the next thing I know, I might call and say, "Oh my gosh, Mary Kay, Dad wound up in the hospital," and then suddenly you're back engaged.
Right. And then Lauren's going to probably go out to the hospital to make a visit.
Right, and just make sure that you're thinking, okay, now Dad's fallen. And you're thinking, oh, gee, I've been in their house. They have nothing ready for him.
Exactly.
Right. And so that's where Lauren kind of helps make some assessments.
Right.
Wow, that's such a valuable service.
Right. We all kind of, we all kind of talk different languages, like legal language, healthcare language, and then the social work language. We all kind of have, certain, and with Lauren and I, we speak them all.
Well, I think it's important, too, that you put the two together. And with Lauren, you have to have advocates for yourself and for your parents. But when you're in the parent situation, especially as an adult child, you suddenly don't understand why mom and dad aren't advocating for themselves.
Right, right.
And so, and you just need an advocate. And that's where if Lauren's there going, oh, dad's going to need this or that.
Right.
Yes.
That she's going to be there almost as your verbal checklist. She's
Right,
going to
yeah.
say, you need to do this, you need to do this, and then do you need help me doing this? And Lauren's going to reach out and she's going to make that. You need paperwork delivered. You need to go get, all those kinds of extra services that you may not be, or you may not get in a law firm, but you're going to get in here.
Right. Well, that's because you've kind of combined the law firm with the social service, the support that when you get in these situations you need, that you don't even know you need.
Right. We don't have to send you somewhere else.
Right. And that's so great because and
we're already going to know what's kind of going on in your family, hopefully, so that we don't have to have that, time to get up to speed, so to speak. And we'll have access to the documents. We'll have access to kind of the finances. So that's why it's kind of called a life care plan, because it's trying to get all of this stuff in place for a lot of the what ifs.
Yes, well, and I think it's so valuable. Thank you for thinking of putting those two valuable services together. And
we're really excited about it.
You should be, and you guys come with such heart and compassion. I mean,
we love what we do.
Yeah, we do.
We
We love our community, and we really just want to be a resource for them.
Right,
especially.
Well, it comes through. So thank you for stopping by Business Connection and telling us all about it.
Thanks for having us.
I'm so thrilled that you're in the community. It's such a valuable service. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be right back with more Business Connection. Stay tuned.
Stay up to date on what's happening in our neighborhoods and schools, at City Hall, and all across town with NCTV 17 News Update. Emailed directly to your inbox once a day, Monday through Friday, this 2-minute video not only tells you the latest news, but shows it to you, all at your fingertips.
And that's what's happening right here in Naperville.
And the best part, it's free. So sign up today at nctv17.com/subscribe.
Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We're on location today. We're at Avenida, Naperville, where we're learning about active senior living. Well, Michelle, thanks for having us in.
Thanks for being here.
So tell me about the name. Where does Avenida come from and what does it mean?
Avenida is a French term and it means come together, and that's what we're hoping will happen when we open early next spring.
Everybody's going to come together. So what should we expect at Avenida? What is it? Tell me a little bit about it.
We hope that it is an exclusive members club almost, and we'll have a wide variety of amenity spaces for our residents to sit and gather with one another. We'll have a bistro, we'll have an outdoor pool and spa, outdoor kitchen space with entertaining seating, fire pit, and a wide variety of spaces just to gather together with friends and neighbors.
That sounds great. I'll be over soon. How's Friday? Tell me a little bit. There are lots of senior living organizations in the community and around. What sets this apart? What makes this different?
Avenida is going to be different. It's going to be a very active community. It's rental only. And we're hoping to really draw from our 5 to Thrive life enrichment program, which focuses on the 5 key aspects of healthy aging. So being social and connected, both with the neighbors that they'll find in their community, but also with the greater community, and providing different opportunities to be engaged and active, as well as having opportunities for functional and physical fitness right here in our own community.
That sounds wonderful. Tell me a little bit about, it's rental, but tell me about the space that I can rent. What should I expect in it?
We'll have 146 apartment homes. They range from 1 bedroom and a den, to a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And we'll have quartz countertops, shaker-style cabinets, luxury vinyl tile flooring, and all of the soft close cabinets, doors and drawers, as well as stainless steel appliances in every apartment home.
Wow, that sounds amazing. And what's the age range?
You have to be 62 to live here at Avenida. We do already have some depositors who are interested in moving in when we open. Many of them are still working. So this is really a place to call home, but still continue to do all of the things that our residents have always enjoyed.
And so 62, everybody's still active, they have families, and this is just another place for that age group to gather and go through that next chapter of life together?
Absolutely. This is going to provide the opportunity to continue to do all of the things that they love without all of the home ownership responsibilities. You don't have to worry anymore about shoveling snow or raking leaves or if the sump pump is going to continue to work.
And so, does this come with garage space, or is it for singles, is it for couples?
We have a wide variety of floor plans, ranging from 1 bedroom to large 2 bedroom, 2 bath. We do have both attached garage parking as well as detached parking, and then surface parking in case somebody didn't want to park indoors.
So you are still under construction?
We are still under construction. We're expected to open early spring, February, March of 2020.
Okay. So lots of people might be think I'll just come visit when they're open. What's the advantage now of coming to talk with you?
Sure. We have what's called our Founders Club, and that's for the first 30 people to provide us with a community deposit. It's fully refundable, and by being a member of our Founders Club, they will get 50% off that community fee, 1 month free rent, plus the opportunity to choose from some of the most prime apartments in the building. So close to those amenity spaces, close to a parking space that they really desire, first floor, second floor, third floor. So they really get the first crack at all of those perks. In addition to that, they'd receive up to $1,500 in complimentary upgrades. So they can choose to upgrade their closet to have a customized closet system or have an accent wall painted in the apartment.
And so when they come visit you now, when we're sitting here in this space, they have our opportunity to get a little bit of an idea of a kitchen and a vanity and even all the furnishing that you have here. Tell me about that.
Yeah, our sales gallery is open now, and when somebody comes in, they'll be able to see the exact finishes and furnishings that will be in the community once it's open. So they'll be able to touch and feel the granite countertops, open and close the cabinet doors and drawers, get a look at what the carpet will look like and feel like. They can even take their shoes off and walk across it if they wanted to. And then all of the other furnishings that are in our sales gallery will find themselves homes in our community once it opens.
That's awesome. Well, I think it's a great opportunity to be able to come in and chat with you and see some of the things that are going to be part of it while it's still under construction, when you're offering this great offer to play it smart and get a little bit of a break to go first.
Right. Plus, it's kind of exciting to pull up onto a construction site and see all of the activity that's taking place from day to day. I'm always surprised that when I get here, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and by the time I leave, how much the site changes on a daily basis.
Well, it's nice to take advantage of something that is brand new and really built for the senior lifestyle. And there's going to be a lot of seniors, so it is a vibrant new part of our lifestyles.
Absolutely, and we're in a great location. We're minutes from downtown Naperville, just off the I-88 tollway, so it's great for families as well who are either living here in Naperville or commuting to come see mom and dad. We're real close to everything.
So the best step for somebody to get connected and take a look at this would be to visit your website, give you a call?
Absolutely, or come on in and see me.
So Michelle, tell me, when is the sales gallery open?
Our sales gallery is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on the weekends by appointments. And I am so excited to share with anyone who stops in all that Avenida will have to offer.
That's excellent. Well, thanks for taking time out of your busy day to let us come in and see a little bit about what's going on here at Avenida Naperville.
Thanks, Liz.
Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have a fascinating guest in studio. It's Pat Keplinger, and you're the founder and president of Downsizing by Design.
Yes.
Love that. Tell me, what's your mission?
Mission is to joyfully serve each client with care and simplicity. And that's really been our tagline, our mission since the beginning, because we realize moving transitions can be tough. And so the care is at the heart of what we do. I have a background in nursing, so it just naturally comes from me, but my staff as well. And we really try to keep things simple, because moving or staying in your home can be complicated and chaotic.
And I would imagine that a lot of your clientele is seniors?
They are. Our clients really range between 60, and we have a lady who's 105 right now that we help move, who's just sharp, but needed some additional care, so we helped her to move into assisted living. But most of our clients between 60 and 105.
So are they downsizing or moving to a senior care facility? So you're really taking that family home and helping them sort and do all that. So what are maybe some of the key things that people might ask you when they're in that situation?
Well, first of all, we might come in, because I have an initial consultation with them. Sometimes they feel kind of embarrassed because they have so much stuff. And what I always say is, the more space you have and the more stuff you have.
Right.
And
kind of goes together.
Yeah, and I assure them, we see everything, and we're not here to judge you at all, no matter what you have. So it's really looking through and just assuring them that it's doable. And I think that they just get that kind of a relief. I worked with someone recently, and they were moving the next week, and they're not that old, but all of a sudden it came on them, and they thought they could do it. And at the end of the conversation, she said, "You're just an angel. Oh, thank you for helping me." And they just thought they just couldn't do it. So we're there to help them. So it's really helping them to know that they can do it, that there is help, whether it's us or some of our excellent resources that we have, and to not worry about feeling like you have too much, or you hoard, or you collect, or whatever that is. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, one of the questions that come to mind is, as you're going through a family home, so say you've been there 25 years, got 25 years of stuff.
Yes.
Do you do estate sales with some of it? Do you give it to charity? Do you throw it out? Do you do all of that?
Yeah, well, we don't do estate sales. We've chosen not to do the estate sale, but we have some very good resources that we trust, who we refer to. And those are tricky. Estate sales are not for everyone. You need to have a certain amount of things and a certain amount of things that will sell. And so I can have a pretty good eye for going through a home and saying, I think this is worthy of an estate sale. I think you have enough. Other times I look at it and say, you know what, it might be better just to do the donation, and then give them resources for that. And we coordinate all the resources. We let them know what those names are if they want to set it up, but we can basically coordinate it, set it up all on our own, so they don't have to do anything. So the junk guy can come by, we can set that up. And we have charity pickup, we can set that up and be there for them. So really, basically a one-stop shop.
That's awesome, because it does get overwhelming, and this is not something that we're all experts in it, and it's our memory, so that makes it 3 times tougher, if not.
Yes.
So how long do you need, and when I'm thinking about this, how much time in advance should I be thinking about this?
Well, if you're thinking it, I always say that you can never start too early. And even if you're thinking, I do presentations a lot, and I'll ask, well, how many you want to move in the next year? How many want to move in 2 to 5 years? You can never start too early, because we've had plenty of clients who put their house on the market, and they say, I'm just going to start working on my stuff now, because it's going to take a while to sell my home. And they get an offer, and they say, I want you out in 30 days. And then I ask the group, okay, so who would be ready in 30 days to move out? And pretty much nobody is.
Right.
So the more, if we're going to be working with them, the more, 2 weeks, 4 weeks before the move usually is a good. But as far as starting and preparing, you can never start too early, because then you'll always be ready in case you want to move or change.
If I'm downsizing, so I'm going from one home to another, so will you take my stuff over to the other home, or give it to my movers to do that? And then do you reset my home up?
Yes. So what we do, it ranges from anything from floor planning. So I'll come out and measure the furniture. I have the floor plan for the new place.
Oh, wow.
And make sure, because what happens is we think we can fit more than we can, or maybe not enough, but that usually doesn't happen. And so we get it in black and white, and it's really helpful on move day to have that up on the wall, so the movers know where things things go. 2, we help sort through things, and that can happen months, weeks, a day before the move. We pack everything, and we're insured and bonded, so my staff is really well trained, so they get everything packed and labeled. We partner with the mover, and the mover then comes the day of the move. We are there in the morning to kind of finish up packing. The mover comes, they take everything and whisk it away in the truck. We finish it all up, and then we head over to the new home, and then we unpack everything.
Oh, that's the best part.
Oh, it is. It's the best part. It's the big reveal. We get done, and our staff takes pictures of the coffee tables, end tables, curio cabinets, and we put everything the way it was in their old home. So it looks like their home as much as possible, and we get rid of all the boxes, the packing supplies, everything's unpacked. It's done. And they can go to dinner with their family or friends. They can enjoy their new home and do whatever they want. They don't have to worry about unpacking anymore.
That's an awesome service.
Yeah, it is. And our team love the response of the clients. They see it, and they're just amazed.
Well, I think we underestimate, whether we're moving ourselves or we're moving a loved one, the trauma that goes with it and the amount of time and energy it takes.
It does.
It does.
It does. And we work a lot with the adult children, so our clients, whether they're in state or out of state, and we support them, and they are just amazed. We hear comments all the time, how did you get mom or dad to let go of that? How did you get that all done? You know, it's just really interesting, and it's very much kind of a family because we work with them. They trust us with touching their stuff and packing it, and it's very gratifying.
I bet. Well, I bet that you're coming in sometimes, with an adult child and a parent thing. There's been lots of discussion of this, and it's a tough conversation. So when you come in and can offer some solution that doesn't seem too daunting to the person that helps you along.
It does. It does. And sometimes we have, the kids will be fighting with the parents and can get a little tense. So we are just basically that middle person, the mediator sometimes, to just say it's okay. We work with both of them, make sure everything, as long as the client's doing well, and we just want to make sure it works, and we try to reason it out with them.
And you mentioned a little bit, but tell me some of the feedback that you're receiving from your clients. I bet it's amazing.
It is. It really is amazing. On move day, by the time they even get to the move, it's not even unpacked yet, and they're just amazed at how much was able to get done the way it was. You can see them forming relationships. They're putting their arm around our clients, saying, everything is okay. We get everything done, and we walk through and make sure they're happy. And they will look at us and say, I would have never been able to do this on my own. And I'm just so thankful for you. And boy, I've got a friend I want to tell about you. We like that.
Yeah.
The kids will say, I'm just so happy. It would have taken me months what you did in days.
Right.
Yes.
For the adult child, it's a real lifesaver. Yes. Because they have their own families or they might be out of state. So if somebody's thinking about this for themselves or for their own parents, what's the best way to get started with you?
If they're thinking about that and they think they may need support, they can go to our website or contact me. There's a email that you just fill out a contact form. It goes directly to me, and I check it all the time. And then I would make a phone call, and we talk by phone. If it sounds of interest, then I come out. I don't charge for my visit. We just get together and talk and see what the goals are, walk through the home, give ideas, and go from there.
That's wonderful. I bet that you provide a lot of peace of mind just from that first visit.
Yes, I think people they realize when they talk to somebody that I've heard this before and it's going to be okay. Right. It's that reassurance.
That's right, yes. You've been through it before. So, Pat, thanks so much for stopping by and sharing with what you do. It's so important. You are filling a very vital need, and you're doing it with such heart.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We wish you much success. And we're going to be right back with more Business Connection. Stay tuned. If you're interested in a television appearance on Business Connection as a way to reach out to your community or to gain exposure for your company, contact NCTV 17 at 630-355-2124. I'm Liz Spencer, and thank you for watching Business Connection.